One line that you guys have asked me to go back and do the entire series of was the Marvel Legends Sentinel series. And of course, if you watch my reviews, I've done the Omega Red, the Cyclops, Mr. Sinister, but I thought I was going to go back, I was going to do it again, kind of go back in time somewhat on a low budget, and we were going to do these reviews again. So while some characters I haven't done before, like Mystique here for example, other reviews that you've seen before, I'm going to throw back and I'm going to do again, including probably one of my more controversial reviews, and you'll obviously know where I'm going with this, but figured we started again, and on the very first toy spot of the Sentinel series, what I consider to be the definitive Build-A-Figure from Marvel Legends, the very first toy spot from that series, we're going to be looking at Mystique. And Mystique comes with the lower torso, as you can see from the Sentinel. Collect all 7 pieces to build the very impressive Sentinel. So impressive, in fact, that a lot of people have bought about 5 or 6 of these. When I build this guy, this will actually be the second Sentinel that I own. It's really a shame that Toy Biz never went back and released a Sentinel just on his own, just something you could pick up in a box. Charge maybe, I don't know, $25, $30 for the figure. I certainly would have picked up several of them, that's for sure. But a real crime, unfortunately a real crime, that this figure, you have to buy 7 figures in order to build this guy. Granted, I still think it's one of the stronger Marvel Legends waves as well. Mystique is superposable, features 27 points of articulation, and as always features a 24-page custom poster book, not a comic book. This one actually includes a poster book. On the back of the package, the other figures in this wave, we've got Cyclops, we've got the first appearance of Spider-Man from Amazing Fantasy, we've got Mystique, we've got Omega Red, Black Panther, Mr. Sinister, oh, and there he is, Angel. Several variants in this wave, one of which being Angel in a blue costume, as well as an X-Factor Cyclops. The read-up on Mystique says, whether operating undercover or fronting a band of thieves, the metamorphic mutant known as Mystique possesses an almost pathological capacity for deception. A mutant metamorph, Mystique can physically, psionically shift the atoms and molecules of her body and clothing so as to mimic the appearance of any humanoid or semi-humanoid being of either sex. Her control is so precise she can exactly replicate another person's retina, finger, palm, and skin pore patterns. Even vocal cords are not beyond her ability to duplicate. A sworn enemy of the human race, Mystique wages a one-woman war against those who hate and fear mutants. Yeah. So what we'll do, well, it's packaging. On the very first figure of the Sentinel series. Oh, it's going to get good, guys. So what you'll have to do is stick around. What we'll do is we'll get the package open up, and we will have a better look at Mystique. So stay tuned. And as mentioned in the package end of the review, oh, there it is, the Mystique poster book that she comes with. Guns blazing. Being that this is also an older Marvel Legends set, they don't actually have dioramas on the back card. If I lift up the poster book, actually what you're just getting is a breakdown of how to put together this Sentinel. There you go. So move that out of the way. Speaking of Sentinel pieces, somebody mentioned it. Oh, there she fell. Mystique comes with the lower torso of the Sentinel. And even though it's not doing anything right now, you can see how already impressively detailed the Sentinel is going to be. Also want to point out too, it's one of the only Marvel Legends Build-A-Figures where if you only had certain pieces, and any collector and person who displays Marvel Legends can tell you this as well, it's the only Marvel Legend collect and Build-A-Figure where if you actually had individual pieces, in this case just the torso, you could certainly just have the torso on display. Especially if you, if you got a diorama, if you got like the X-Men fighting Sentinels, you probably could easily get away with having a torso here, a couple of arms here, a head. So I mean, it's ideal. It is ideal to either have the entire Sentinel, or even in a sad case like this, just the lower torso. Obviously, there's no other pieces with this right now, so all we have is the lower torso. It's gonna get better, guys. It's gonna get better. So we'll move that out of the way. Your checklist: lower torso, man pants of the Sentinel. Move that out of the way, and we will look at poor Mystique, who fell while we were looking at the Sentinel. I do like this Mystique. It is unfortunate though that it's slightly different than that on the package. In fact, I'll just bring in the package right now so you guys can just see here. You'll notice in the package end of it, her face looks pretty much the same. It almost looks like her boobs. Looks like her boobs are a little bit bigger, just a little bit. But the main difference is you'll notice the length of her, I want to say skirt, it's probably more like a dress, but you can see how much longer it is in the image on the back than it is on the actual figure. Again, one of those cases, it would have been nice to have gotten this Mystique, perhaps instead of this one here, but it's still a decent figure with only a slight few bit of changes. So move that out of the way. And Mystique. I mean, what can you say about Mystique? You collect the Brotherhood of Mutants. Great addition. Especially which, the fact as well that we're finally getting a Marvel Select Juggernaut. That is great news. We all like the original Juggernaut, and I'm going way off topic here. We all like the original Juggernaut, but I'm sure many of us have always thought to ourselves, hey, you know what, I like that Juggernaut, but oh, you know, he could be just a little bit better. And that's what we're getting. I'm so excited about getting that Juggernaut. But Mystique, a great addition to that set, that team, along with Pyro, Toad, Sabretooth, Magneto. The other accessory that Mystique comes with is a stand. We'll just put her aside. And she's not gonna stand. She does come with a clear stand. A common trend with most Marvel Legend figures back in the day. Comes with a stand. You can mount it onto the wall via screw or tack. 2005. Copyright. The older figures all have a hole in the back that you can peg. Mystique, I'm so sorry. Oh, I know it pains you. But you can actually have her hovering if you want. It's not really realistic for the sense of Mystique, but you could also have her leaping towards somebody. If you wanted to mount this on the wall, she could be like, or she could be getting thrown back. She could be going, ah! She could be getting kicked away. But she does come with a figure stand. So we'll put that right there, just so you guys can look at that. She also does feature holes on the bottom of her feet, so if you have just a clear stand, you could certainly have her on display that way as well. Good face on her. It's not a pretty face. Definitely, I won't say it's a pretty Mystique face. It could be better. It certainly could have been a lot better. The hair, I'm not too fond on the hair, I gotta say. It looks like they've just got a darker paint what it might very well be just the blue paint, the blue plastic from the body, and they've just washed it. They put a red wash on it. It's not spectacular. In fact, if it was just a nice light red, I think it would have been a lot nicer. She's got trademark skulls. Now she's got a skull on the top of her head, but you can't see it very well, and it's not very clean. I mean, you see a little bit of gold on there, but it's still got mostly blue, so you can't quite make it out. But she's got the nice skull belt going on there. Paint's not too bad. I don't think the paint is a big issue on this figure. They've opted to put a kind of a blue wash. I'm touching her boobs, I know. They've opted to put a bit of a blue wash on the white areas of the figure, complete with the lower skirt. I probably would have just left it out and stuck with the straight white. In this case, I almost think in this case additional shading, the additional paint washes, make almost the figure less, I was going to say less good, but it doesn't make the figure look as good as it could have been had it just been straight white. Had it just been straight white, and then the hair had just been a straight red, I think it almost would have been a nicer looking figure. They've also got blue. They got blue everywhere. They got blue on the boots here, blue on the gloves, but it's not terrible. I don't hate it. Also, for those wondering, a couple of people have asked me as well, how old are some of these figures? The Mystique here, and actually most of the Sentinel series, I've had for several years. Real unfortunate, because much like all the other toys, well, most of the toys I've collected, never really had a location or place where I could display them, open them up, bask in their goodness. So a lot of cases, like Mystique here, most of the Sentinel, most of the Marvel Legends and DC figures I own, unfortunately sit in a box until I do reviews such as this. So I think, again, a couple people have asked, did I just buy these for the sake of the review? Actually, no. That's the sad part. I've picked these up over the years, and I just have never had a space to put them on display. And one would almost say that was great, because I've kept a lot of them still sealed. The Mystique, though, I am happy that I've opened it up. She is a nice looking figure. She's not as good as she could have been between the face and some of this unnecessary additional paint wash, but it's still a decent figure. This figure I'm going to give a 6.5 to. It's not terrible. Certainly, also, it's the very first figure of the Build-A-Figure of Sentinel pieces that I'm going to be reviewing, and a good way to start with Mystique. So that was a toy spot. Today we were looking at, wait a minute, no, wait a minute. We'll just quickly do the articulation. I knew I was going to forget something. The articulation is she has a pin and socket joint in the head. You can rotate it left and right slightly. You can bend it really up and down more than anything else. Ball jointed shoulders. You can rotate at the bicep. 2 points of articulation in the elbow. Can't rotate anything in the arm, but you can bend at the wrist. You can also bend at the fingers, which I find are extremely stiff, I think due to a lot of paint that's been gooped up in there. She has what looks to be a bit of a upper chest ball joint. It's not really a ball joint though, but it is definitely a separate piece than the lower torso. She has the lower torso bend, which is a bit stiff again. She has a ball jointed waist. Is it possible? Well, it looks like it. She's got a ball jointed waist. She's got ball jointed legs. You can rotate the thigh ever so slightly, bend at the knee in 2 points, and also bend at the foot. So there's articulation on Mystique. So we all good now? I'm gonna wrap this up. Everybody all right if we wrap this up? Everybody? Jeremy, we're good? Okay, so we're going to wrap this up here. That was a toy spot. Today we were looking at the first figure from the Sentinel Build-A-Figure series, and we were looking at Mystique. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for many more toy spots to come, and I will see you guys next time.